Alright guys, so in today's video, it's cold again. I'm gonna start working on the bike again, and of course it's gotta be cold. Right when we're getting it all put back together, thinking it's gonna run, it starts to warm up. Don't run, cools back down. I also do think the cold has a lot to do with it too, because I just tried to crank it up today before I started this video, and it wouldn't even start up today. So I'm just gonna, I guess, get started on it, take the car back off again, and go through it. And before I take the carb completely off, I'm going to look at it, because I noticed when I put it back together, or when I put it back together the first time and got it back on the bike, there's a little, I don't know for sure what it's called, but it's a little needle that sticks up, and every time you give it gas, it'll shoot gas through it, and it wasn't doing that. So I think that could be one of the problems. So hopefully I can figure out why it's doing that, and maybe we'll have to take the carb all the way off again. But so as you can see, it's back on the jack stands again, like it was in the middle of the garage here, cleaned up, so I know where everything is this time. Keep it a little bit cleaner. But what I'm going to do this time, instead of taking it apart the hard way like I always do, gets easier the more you do it. But I'm going to start by taking off the seat, number plates, and then that bolt, and the gas tank bolt right there, and the petcock valve. And then you can pull the tank out. You got to do those two on the other side, and then pretty much all you got to do is, there's a bolt in there for the subframe. What I'm going to do is, instead of taking that bolt, I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit, unscrew those two, and just flip the subframe. If I can, just flip it up so I can have all the room right here where I need to get the car back out and look at it and everything. So let's get started on this, and we'll So, as you've seen, here's what I got it down to. Like I said, just swung the swing arm up over. So I wanted to check, see if this little thing right here, that's what I'm talking about, that little jet coming up out of there, when you twist the throttle, it wasn't shooting out gas like it's supposed to shoot out gas every time you pull the throttle up, even without it running. Reason why I think, now that I think about it, the reason why I think it wasn't shooting it out when we put it back together, it's because there wasn't any gas in it for it to shoot out, because now it does it, and I was just thinking about it. But anyway, what I think I'm going to do is just, I got off the phone with my local Honda dirt bike shop, Crf250r. If you know them, then you know what I'm talking about, but it's just my local shop. And I told him what was going on with it, and with the symptoms that I said it was doing, he stopped me and he said, valves. He said, have you shimmed the valves? Have you checked the valves or anything? And I said, yeah, I shimmed them. He said, where'd you shim them to? And what are they reading now? Well, the intake valves are 0.5 and 0.5. He said he automatically stopped me, or 0.5 thousandths. And he said he automatically stopped me, and he said, too tight. And I was like, too tight? That's what the owner's manual said. He said, no. He said it's going to say 6 to 8, or 6 to 8 thousandths. So I got the wrong shims. I shimmed them. They're still too tight. So I'm going to change the intake shims. Probably going to get it into 7 thousandths. So I'm going to buy 2,000 shim. Got to figure out. Got to go and get that from Kirk's probably tomorrow. Not sure yet. But I know I'm not going to get them today, because I got to go get another set of feeler gauges, because we took those back because I didn't think I was going to need them again. But I guess we're going to keep them this time. And so got to get subframe off, that breather hose off, plug out, and boot off, head off, and get the cam off and all that. I'm going to record it this time, show y'all what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So let me get that off and I'll update y'all. So what y'all saw was I was taking these off, and then I was thinking, what am I doing? I'm not getting the carb out anymore. I'm trying to just check the valves. Got the valve cover off. Like I said, all you gotta do is just shove it in there and check them. Like I've said, go back to my previous video, you'll see. Now all I gotta do really is just wait for those shims, I guess, and then re-shim it, put it back together and see if it runs. So we'll talk with Dad for a minute, see what we can get done today, and I'll let y'all know. So we just got back, and it's getting pretty late. It's gonna get dark soon. We gotta get supper done and everything. And it's a school night, and so I'm just gonna finish this up tomorrow. Go pick up those shims tomorrow also. She about hit me, but I'll see y'all guys tomorrow. But as you seen yesterday, I was getting the shims out, and I got them out, and I got the right sizes that I need, and let me just start showing you what I got done. So right here, as you can see, got this holding that the timing chain up, and then I got it locked right there. Got it locked in place so it doesn't move. And when I went to go pick up the new shims, as you can see, I laid everything in the cam and everything out on this rag, and the wind blowed so much it blew leaves everywhere. So as you can see, I got some cleaning to do before I put this back together. So that sucks, but it's got to be done. I'll show you what I come up with over here. As you can see, the right and left intake come out to 4 thousandths. Needs to be 6 to 8 thousandths, and there was the millimeter. Up there, left was 1.95 and the right was 2. Over into inches, that's a 0.08 and a 0.78. And the lady at the Kirk cycle said that I need to change my 1.95 millimeter shim to a 1.85 for the left, and the right a 2 millimeter shim to a 1.9. And I got the old ones right here. I got the old ones. I can't see it on the camera. Got the old ones right here and the new ones right there. So gotta put those in. I also went ahead and picked up some oil for the filter, filter foam, and a new Pro filter, air filter. So it's already pre-oiled, but I'm gonna clean this one because this one, as you can see, it doesn't look too dirty. I mean, it looks dirty, but it's not too dirty. Well, now I think there's a hole in it because that was left right there, but it's not too dirty, and it's actually in pretty good shape. It's just discolored. So I gotta get all this put back together and get it all back in there and on the bike, and I will update y'all once I get done with that. So okay, so when you get to the step to where you need to put your cam and your timing gear back in, what you're gonna want to do is go back down here. What you should have done when you took it off is that right there I've showed you needs to be marked up with that notch. What I've done, because it kept turning when we tried to get the timing chain on the gear in time, was it kept turning the crank down here, so I had to stick an Allen wrench right up against that bolt and hold it. Held it in place pretty good. I'll go around here and show you. You can see right there on the left side the notch, and then right there on the right side the notch is on there, and so that means it's in time. So these right here are in that right there what he's holding, and they go right where it's pointing. It's called a bearing keeper. It goes deep. There's a bearing there and there, just slides down in there, and you can show them the grooves right there that it goes in, so it lines up properly. And we got to get both sides back on there, and then once we get those back on, we can put we can put the timing chain tensioner back in, because we had to take it out to get the cam and the timing gear in and make it right. It was just too hard with the tensioner in, so we just took it completely out and got it. So I'm gonna get some more stuff done with this, and I'll update y'all as we go. So I've got the whole bike put back together. All I gotta do now is I'm going to change the air filter tomorrow, and alright, just make sure y'all can hear me. I'm going to put the side plates on in a second and the seat back on, but I got everything back on, the exhaust on, gas tank back on, everything's good, everything is ready to go. I'm going to see if it'll start up right now. So the last thing y'all saw was me outside telling y'all I'm going to start it. Well, I decided I'm going to keep that for a different video because I noticed that the first part, or the first day, I already edited and I had like 7 minutes or so, and I noticed I had about 5 or 6 minutes of footage, and I like to keep my videos around 10 minutes. I uploaded that one last video that was 21 minutes, and it took like, I swear, like 45 minutes or an hour to upload. I upload at school sometimes when it's long videos because the school Wi-Fi is really good, really fast, and I can upload like a 10-minute video in 2 minutes. When at my house, it's supposed to have like 40 megabytes per second, but it's not the best. The school Wi-Fi is better. But I'm gonna keep that a secret if it runs or not, and I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna record some more tomorrow. And because I just deleted what I had for tonight because it started to get dark, and I still don't like recording in the night. But when I have to do it, I do it. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all wait and keep it a secret if it runs or not. Which I'm gonna tell y'all, pretty happy with it right now. Still need to tweak with the carb, but it don't run, or it does run. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? You don't know because I'm not telling you. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. So if you like this video, guys, subscribe, hit the like button, turn on the post notification, which I think is over down in here, that little bell. Click it.